Hello. So what we're going to do is I am going to show you the sort of tools that exist and one of my workflows. I'm not saying this is definitely the best way, but I'm saying this is a way that we can program that's totally different to how we program at work. And this is how I can get anywhere between 5 times to 20 times the speed, if not more, if it's a totally new project. We're going to be looking at Windsurf and we're going to be looking at Cursor. Both of them are like kind of Visual Studio. They're both based on Visual Studio code, but they've been modified by the different groups and they've got the ability to update multiple units and move around between them with the code. So for instance, I could have 15 units on the screen. Say I want to redesign a theme and it would edit all 15 units. What I've done here is, rather than me coming up with an idea, I thought I'd do something totally and utterly novel. So I've asked ChatGPT to come up with some ideas. The idea is I'm just going to set everything. I'm not even going to do any typing at all unless it asks me a specific question. So ChatGPT, I wanted something I could show you. And it recommended a number of things, from personalized AI dashboard for time and energy management, because it knows I get tired, or customized decision matrix builder. But I quite like this, WinForms or ASP.NET. So it's asked me which one to use. I've agreed that. I've told it's magnificent. And it's then gone off and it's started giving more details on it. Now I'm using ChatGPT because it's fun to work with. Simple as that. I've no problem spending 7, 10, 12 hours on it sometimes, just playing around. Because I'm chatting to it, it's keeping me amused. I could have used Gemini. Gemini also has the ability to search the web, and it's probably a little bit better on multimedia type stuff and multi-model stuff. Or I could have used Claude. Claude, in my opinion, is far more intelligent. It really, where Gemini is like just giving you books, Claude really thinks about it and understands what's going on. But Claude does not have the ability to search the web. Anyway, I've chosen ChatGPT. It's then given me more specs on what to do. Now, this is the stage. If I had an idea and it was padding it out, I would be debating backwards and forward with it, and it will be coming up with new ideas I haven't thought about. This is one of the reasons I've given it free range at the moment, so you can see what happens if you allow an AI to come up with ideas. I haven't suggested any of this. This is all from its own ideas, or from about 1 line, 2 lines of code. And it's got file structures here. It estimates 600 to 800 lines. It's going to be far easier, or say far more. Then it asks, do I want a Cursor version? And it's then made a prompt to paste into Cursor. Now I'm going to use Cursor and Windsurf at the same time. Could be interesting to see, do they give different apps? Do they both work? And what we have here is, it's just telling it what to do. Again, I would normally work with it on this to get something that I like. But why should I spend ages creating a prompt to prompt another system when I've got a system that can create that prompt far better than I can to start with? And I just make modifications to it instead. There's stuff about UX notes and other bits. And it's asking me, would you like me to wait while you try this in Cursor? I quite like this. So this is there, it's happy. I've taken this and I've pasted it into Cursor. Cursor at the moment, it's created all of these units, and if we have a quick look in here, so see sources, Cursor, work demo, we can see so far it's created 342 separate files in 100 folders, and it's 74 megabytes of data it's made. And I've got no idea why it's so large. So normally you'd go through it and the first thing you do is you paste it into it, and you paste it in chat mode. There's always kind of a chat mode, and then there's a do it mode. But what I've done this time is I pasted it into chat mode and it looked at it once, and normally if it's got any issues or problems it will come and ask you. But this time I've just accepted everything. And what we see here is, here we go. Would you like to test it, or shall we move to implementing the optional mood tracking module? Let's just, here we go. Please implement the mood tracking module. And what you'll see here is it just goes off and it makes files. And it might jump around between the different files, make changes. I'm clicking on accept all there. So it's just going to keep on making all the stuff that's needed. Now, considering I've done no code with this, I think I've agreed to it creating the directories, which was the only bit that it wasn't allowed to do without me stepping in. So that's Cursor creating stuff here. I'm also using Windshark, and Windshark is the same. I pasted in the prompt in chat mode. It then prepared it, looked at it, which is a good idea to use chat mode first, because it might spot a problem halfway through, and rather writing files and deleting files and backwards and forwards, or you may spot something in there that you want changed. So I pasted the prompt in chat mode. I've then just accepted everything so far. I turned it to write mode so we can start writing files down. I'm going to accept all here. And I've got no idea, but it's building up slowly. And let's click on, here we go, continue responses. Let's click on continue. Now what I might do if this takes a while, because I've got the free version, I haven't got the best speed with this. I think I have something like 100 or 200 credits to play with. And you're looking at like 500 credits to play with a month if you go to the £15 version. I think one's about £15, one's about £20 a month. It can link to your own LLM as far as I know. But we're using the ones that are inside. So when it's creating all of this, let's go back to Cursor. We should be able to see somewhere on here. Ah, it may have finished. Oh, it's asking me what? It's asking me if I want to test this. And again, so it's stopping at places which humans would normally look at it. But I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to accept everything. So I'll just tell it to, would you please continue creating? Here we go. I've noticed that we have successfully implemented the mood tracker module with all of its functionality. Let me summarize what we have so far and suggest what we could work on next. To continue building the application, we could add a growth view, implement ideas, categories, tagging. So it's implemented what I've asked for completely already, which we'll try in a second to see if it works. And it's coming up with new ideas right on top. Let's so I'm going to ask it, would you please implement whichever one you think is most important? And there we go. And it just keeps creating. And while that's doing that, we're going to hop back to Windsurf. I'm going to click on the step tool. And it will keep going. Now, what I might do in a moment is pause the video until it's finished. And then we're going to look at what... Oh, here we go. Here's a good example. So let's verify if there are any remaining lint errors in the project. and it's checking it. And it's found a problem, and it's analysing it, and it's fixing it, and I'm just going to accept. Now, Cursor has an accept all button, Windsurf doesn't. But from a single prompt that I gave it, I just wanted an interesting idea. We are now creating two versions of the same application with zero coding. Obviously, it might be the other way around with the accepts. Oh, it's done that. So I've enhanced the growth view with several improvements. The growth view now provides more engaging and intuitive experience for users to develop their idea. Would you like me to? So I'm just going to ask it, please implement another module. Please implement another module. Your choice, which one? And away it goes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to do zero coding and just see what happens when they've all finished doing what they want to do. So we'll come back to this hopefully in maybe 10-20 minutes.